What's going on, guys? In today's episode of we're going to be going over a game called Path of Exile. And we're going to give you all the tools you need to get started and play the game at a relatively high level right off the bat. So let's get to it. So this is Path of Exile. So Path of Exile, for those of you that are not familiar with what the game is, it's an action RPG with frenetic and fast-paced combat. You fight increasingly difficult waves of monsters, and then eventually at the end game, you're grinding to get better gear to progress your character to go further into the end game. For those of you that may have tried this game or maybe have looked at this game and thought this is way too complicated, it is very daunting for a new player. It is very overwhelming if you don't know what you're doing or if you're just trying to get into it. And people are throwing out, phrases like suffix, prefix, meta league, all of this stuff. You're like, what are you talking about? So, I mean, just look at the skill tree, for example. This skill tree is crazy. This skill tree is insane. But we're going to give you the tools. I'm going to give you the tools that is going to show you the things you need to start the game and get started, and then just you're going to learn as you go. But these are some of the things that you need to start off with. So first, why should you play this game, right? Why should I start playing Path of Exile? Well, first of all, the league just reset 2 weeks ago, so it's a brand new, fresh league, brand new content. Everyone is excited and hyped about it. There's new people that are getting, world's firsts. It's really exciting. The community is absolutely booming. It's a huge gaming community. On Twitch, there's over 50K viewers at peak times. And there's, I think, 20 million followers on Twitch. So it's a very, very big game. It's an incredibly deep and intricate game, like I just said, and it hits on several satisfaction levels. So if you like crafting, boom, got that. If you like killing shit, got that. If you like buying and selling stuff, got that. You like hunting for rare items, totally got that. So this is a game that there's a lot of facets and there's a lot of things that you can do. And if you play this right and you get into the game, you're gonna be able to play this game for months, years down the road. Okay, so the things you're gonna need to get started playing this game is you're first of all, there's only gonna be 3 things you're gonna need. The first thing is you're gonna need a guide. Please don't try to go at this game alone without having some kind of basic outline of what you're gonna do. You can try it, but the problem is, unless you're just, even if you're like some sort of 5-head genius and you come up with this build that's somehow able to progress through the easy, hard content, you're going to get wrecked once you get to the in-game stuff if you don't have a tweaked and highly tuned build. So you're going to want to find a basic character guide for the character that you're going to want to play. I linked a couple down below. I linked a summoner build, and I also linked an arc witch build. I know they're 2 witch builds, but I don't want to recommend a build that I haven't personally played, and I've played both of these builds, and they're both very fun. They're both very good, and they are low. They're very budget friendly. They're very easy for beginning players to start playing at the relatively the highest level of the build, and still have a lot of fun. The other thing I suggest is a basic game outline on what you're going to do in the story. Now, you can pretty much figure it out playing the game, but there's some things that you might miss, or some things that you might, some certain item combinations that you might not know about, that you're going to want to know as you go. And if you have to go back through it afterwards because you forgot or whatever, it's going to be cumbersome. So it's better just to do it as you go along. And the thing is, these guides, you don't need to read the whole guide before you start playing. You can literally just have it up next to you while you're playing. And it's going to help you play the game. Now, I just started playing this game about a month ago, and I've learned so much playing this game. I'm having a ton of fun playing this game. So yeah, so and the third thing that you're gonna need is just the in-game help option. This thing right here, right? So as you go along, so you see, I've already progressed into the in-game content, so my whole thing is full. But as you go along, these things are gonna pop up, and it's literally gonna tell you what you need to know. It's gonna explain everything that you need to know in the game. I highly recommend it if you have time. As you go along, take a few minutes to read this stuff. It really is very, very helpful. But yeah, those are the three things that you need to get started with the game. A couple of things that make this game different than another action RPG, and one of the reasons why you'd want to play this over another action RPG. There is an incredible amount of customization in this game. You can literally, every character, one of the reasons why this skill tree is so insane is because every character can essentially play every character. So it's not like Diablo where you're, you know, if you're playing a necromancer, you're playing a necromancer. If you're playing a barbarian or Amazon, that's the character that you're playing. I mean, you might be able to change skills and use different skill sets in that build, but that is your character. In Path of Exile, any character can be anything. So you could be a totem witch. You could be, you could be a spell casting, freaking marauder. You're not limited by your character archetype. All your archetype really does in the beginning of the game is kind of set the basis for the stats that your character is going to want and to start off with. But you can do whatever you want to do. Also, to the another reason why you play this game over a game like Diablo is this game regularly gets updates. It regularly gets changes to the game. They're constantly updating and changing content, updating new leagues. There's a new league that comes out every 3 months. I mean, Diablo, we waited, what, like 3 years to get the Necromancer in the game? Like, come on. So, that's it, guys. Like I said, in the bottom, I've linked some of the builds I think you should use as you go along. If you guys have got any questions, feel free to hit me up on Twitch or, comment below if you have any questions. Also, if you liked the video, please make sure you slap that subscribe button. And make sure you hit the little bell because that will let you know when I go live and update new content. Also, as a caveat, I apologize. I know I have not been uploading a lot of content on YouTube lately. I was kind of on a little bit of a creator's block, but we're back on schedule. We're back rolling, guys. So you guys are going to start seeing at least one video a week. I'm hoping for at least 2. But you're gonna see more content. So thanks again, guys. And I will see you in raid class.